Have you ever looked at the stock market's daily swings and just thought, what on earth is going on here? It can feel totally random, right? Well, today we're going to play detective and see if we can decode what's really moving India's Nifty 50.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Is all this just noise? Or are there actual clues, kind of hidden in plain sight, that can give us a better read on the market's mood? We're going to hunt for these signals and see if we can piece together a coherent story. Let's get into it.
All right, every good investigation starts with one simple rule: follow the money. And in the market, that means we're tracking the biggest players out there, the institutional investors. These guys move so much cash that their trades alone can change the direction of the entire market. First up, you've got your foreign institutional investors, or FIIs for short. You can think of these as the global heavyweights, huge pension funds, mutual funds, you name it, all from outside of India. When they decide to invest here, they bring in a ton of capital. And on the other side of the coin, you have the domestic institutional investors, the DIIs. These are the homegrown giants. We're talking about our own Indian banks, insurance companies, and local mutual funds. This is the big money playing on its home turf.
Now, what's really interesting is that these two groups often see the world completely differently. FIIs are looking at India as just one piece of a giant global puzzle, so they're really sensitive to international news. But DIIs, they have that boots-on-the-ground knowledge of the local economy. Watching what both are doing gives us a really powerful kind of 3D view of what's going on.
Okay, so let's look at the actual evidence. Exhibit A, right here. This is the data from February 25th. You can see the FIIs were net buyers, putting in almost 3,000 crores. And look at the DIIs. They were even more bullish, buying up over 5,000 crores worth of stock. Both of the big teams were buying. So you add that all up, and what do you get? A massive injection of over 8,100 crores into the market on a single day. So our first clue is a big one. The smart money, both from abroad and at home, was feeling confident and buying things up. All right, let's move on to our second clue. If the institutional data tells us who is making the moves, then technical analysis tells us where the action is happening. It's basically like a map of the market psychology, showing us the key battle lines between buyers and sellers. And what the map is telling us right now is pretty optimistic. The Nifty 50 is clearly in an uptrend. You can see it took a little dip recently, but then it bounced right back. That tells you that buyers saw those lower prices as a great deal, they jumped in, soaked up all the selling, and now they look ready to push things higher.
Now, this chart shows us the key support levels. Think of these as price floors or safety nets where a bunch of buyers are just waiting to jump in. The most important one for us right now is right there at support 1, around 25,450. The fact that the market is staying above that level is a really good sign of strength.
And on the flip side, you've got resistance levels. These are the ceilings that the market has to punch through to go higher. That first big hurdle is sitting right at that big, round psychological number of 26,000. So our map says the trend is up, the price is holding a key floor, and we have a clear target to aim for.
Okay, on to our third and final clue. For this one, we have to venture into the world of options trading. I know, it can sound pretty complicated, but there's one really neat concept that gives us an incredible peek into where traders are placing their collective bets. It's called the max pain theory. Now, don't let the name freak you out. The idea is actually pretty simple. It's the price point where the most option buyers, people betting on the price going up and people betting on it going down, end up losing their money. The theory goes that the market often gets pulled towards this point of, well, maximum financial pain as we get closer to an expiry date.
So what is the max pain point for the Nifty right now? It's 25,500. This is the price level that the huge options market is kind of suggesting is the most likely center of gravity for the index. It's basically a vote for stability right around this particular number.
And this is where it gets really cool. This is where the pieces of the puzzle start to snap together. Remember our technical support level from clue number 2. It was 25,450. And the max pain level is 25,500. These two numbers, which come from totally different ways of looking at the market, are pointing to the exact same zone. The clues are lining up.
So, we've gathered all our evidence. We've followed the smart money. We've read the market's map. And we've decoded the collective bet from the options puzzle. Now, it's time for the final revelation. What does it all mean when we put it all together?
Let's just lay it all out. Clue number 1. The big money, the institutions, they were buying. That's bullish. Clue number 2. The price chart looks strong. It's holding above that critical support level.
And clue number 3, the options market, is basically betting on stability right around that same support area. See, it's not just one signal, it's 3 different signals all telling us a very similar, very positive story.
And that right there is the key takeaway from all of this. Seriously, any single indicator on its own can fool you. But when you see the institutional money, the price action on the charts, and the options data all pointing in the same direction, well, that's when you start to get a much more reliable, much richer picture of what's really going on.
So, we have a really strong case today for positive market sentiment, all based on the clues we've uncovered. But, and you know there's always a but in the market, it's never static. This gives us a powerful snapshot for right now, but the real challenge, the question we're always left with is this: what's that unseen event, that surprise news that could drop tomorrow and flip this entire script upside down? And that's the puzzle that keeps us all watching. Thanks for joining me.